So I made this little enclosure. I didn't tell you before I make my polar bear. I'm going to glue this down to the background paper so it's all ready for him. And even if you glue it down to the background paper and you still want to add color, you can still stretch it out to flatten it to add color to it, or you can keep it loose and then attach these things at the end. But the trick of when you attach it to the background paper and you want to use a glue stick or maybe liquid glue, you end up making sure you just add glue to the edges and don't glue it down really well, just on the edges is better, because then everything will still pop up the way you want it to. Let me put that on there. Put that in there. Just a little bit of glue, doesn't really take a lot. Okay, so then sometimes this is the tricky part. You want to match it up at the bottom. Lay it on there kind of loose so it doesn't go on crooked, but you can always refold things to match. So then I'm just pushing on the part that got the glue on. So put that fella aside to dry. Now to make the little polar bears that are kind of cute, or any creature you want, this is the key. You want to have what I call tabs on the bottom or extra paper, because it's nice if you can get them to balance, and then you can move them around. You don't have to glue them down. So I like to draw a polar bear. They have really long, low necks because they stick their head in the deep in the water or the holes in the ice. His long back, he's got a little tabby tail, and I didn't really draw him especially, oh my gosh, draw him especially realistically, but I'm going to be okay with what I'm doing. Actually, I think it's very unrealistic, but it's going to be okay. I give him an eye that's really low, and I'm going to give him really big ears so he looks cuter. When I go to cut him out, which I'm not going to have you watch me do that, but before I do that, let me show you how to do a little seated one. Give more room on the paper, move it up, and I'm drawing up the back of him. Then I'm have him looking down with a little bit of a point to his nose, and then I just kind of have him sitting with those little paws going forward. And then not giving much definition to his back legs. Then I'll give him this cute little tab tail. Then I'm going to give him really nice little cute bear ears and a cute little eye, and make him a happy bear. And let's give him a little dark nose, because they do have a little dark nose. They look a little funny without a nose on there. So there. When I go to cut this fella out, I'm going to cut around all the edges, but with this pink, I'm going to give it a good tab hanging down, because that is what is going to help him balance, or give me something to attach him to the floor. So I'll show you. These guys I left extra paper on the bottom, probably more than I need, but the more paper, the easier it is to balance. So let's try this. I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to fold one direction. I'm going to fold the other direction. Try to keep them even for the floor, and then oopsie doops, I folded it the same direction. And then that ought to make him balance. Yeah, he balances really well. And then I can either glue that down, and I'm sorry that gravity makes it so I have to tilt this, but he's going to sit there just fine because he's got good paper to balance on. This fella, I can't do one forward and one back. I'm going to split him. And actually, I'm pretty sure this is longer than it needs to be. I'm going to cut a little off the bottom. But I'm going to bend one forward on the front leg, one backwards, the opposite direction on the front leg. So then they have that balancing part right there. Same thing. I don't think it matters which you do which, but let me go alternating anyway. And then this guy, this gives him extra, these tabs will help him balance standing up. Yep, really nice. So then I have these two little guys. I can make them a little meal bowl. I can make a little pond with some fish in them. They can have all kinds of really interesting things in their life as we are taking care of them at our zoo. Have fun. Send me pictures. Zoo pop-up, fold like a hamburger. Fold in half and cut the bars. Cut the tunnel. Then make your polar bears. Okay, see you later.